Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I am using the Hanson Tarot. So before I dive right into the reading, I want to let you know about my upcoming tarot course. I've got a 4-week course coming up, and it's called The Daily Tarot Girl's Guide to Reading Tarot for Others. And it focuses on getting you ready, so getting more confident and gaining the skills that you need to give people really amazing, empowering tarot readings. So if you're interested in my course, you can just check it out. I'm going to put the link to that course in the description box below this video. Okay, so let's get started. The first card is going to represent Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. So we've got the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, she always makes me think of a really great counselor, someone who's really empathetic and nurturing, and someone who just makes you feel comfortable and able to be yourself. And I feel like the message with this card is that this is the role that you want to be for yourself this week. So let me explain that because that didn't make sense. So you want to treat yourself with empathy and kindness, because I think that this week there's going to be some issues and some things that you need to heal within yourself, and they're going to bubble up to the surface. And they're going to bubble up to the surface because it's time for you to be aware of them, to face them, and to heal them. They're ready to be healed. And the Queen of Cups is a wonderful healer, and she's a wonderful healer because she allows people to just be themselves, and she is nurturing. She doesn't judge, she doesn't shame, she doesn't try to manipulate or control. And because of these things, she is really good at facilitating healing. So when it comes to healing things within yourself, you kind of have to be like this Queen of Wands. You have to look at yourself and your issues with an open mind. And instead of being judgmental, of being, domineering of yourself, of being controlling, you really want to be more loving and accepting and nurturing for yourself. So I think that is the task for this week, is to be like the Queen of Cups, especially when it comes to how you treat yourself. And then moving forward into the week, so Wednesday and Thursday, we've got another court card. We've got the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is different from the Queen of Wands, where the Queen she's confident, she's mature. The page is young and inexperienced and is still learning. And the Suit of Swords has to do with the mind, the mental aspect, the intellect, and rational thought. So I feel like this card is bringing awareness to the fact that this week you're still learning how your mind works, and you're learning about the power of your thoughts and the power that your thoughts and opinions have on your life right now. At the same time, I feel like this week is a time where you're going to be learning about communication and how to communicate clearly to others, and how to communicate concisely and clearly to others. So because this is a page, and this page is all about learning, I get this sense like there's going to be some issues and some skirmishes this week around communication. Like maybe feeling like someone doesn't understand what you, or didn't really hear what you're trying to say, or has misunderstood what you're saying, or the message that you're putting out there. And again, it's going to be important to channel this kind of Queen of Cups energy when you're not just dealing with yourself and your own issues, but when you're dealing with other people. My cat wants to go outside. She's at the door meowing. So after this reading, I'll take her outside. Okay, so the last card, oh, so weird. Another court card. And here we have the Knight of Cups. So we have, I don't know if I've ever had that before in my weekly readings where I had 3 court cards. So for the weekend, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, I just want you to gaze at this card for a moment and notice if there's anything that stands out to you. And I'm just going to grab my cat while you do that. Okay. So, the Knight of Cups, what really stands out to me about this knight is that he is an adventurer and he's moving forward. So while the queen is kind of looking back, almost like she's reflecting on something, and the Page of Swords is facing forward and kind of ready for a challenge, the Knight of Cups is facing the opposite direction, but he's also looking down. So there is this reflective quality to this knight, but he's really focused on moving forward. So I feel like this weekend is about making progress with something that you may have been struggling with for a while, or something that you've been working on for a while. But I also feel like he has a special message for you, and that message is about following your heart. So the Knight of Cups is a character who is very much rooted in his feelings, and he lets his feelings and his passions be what guide him. And he's the kind of knight who he follows his heart. You know, he's not like, you know, the Knight of Swords is so focused, he's very intellectual. Knight of Wands is very passionate, and Knight of Pentacles is very practical. This knight isn't so much practical, he's not particularly rational, but he's really, really good at listening to his heart. So when it comes to communicating with others this week, when it comes to mending relationships or ending relationships, and when it comes to dealing with your own emotional issues that might bubble up this week, it's important to keep this knight in mind. And it's important to center yourself in your heart and let your heart guide your actions. So when you let your head guide your actions, sometimes you might act out of fear, and you may act in a way that is actually very emotionally disconnected to yourself and those around you. But when you act from a place of being in your heart space and being in that place of love, it's very hard to make a bad decision. So that's kind of the message I get with this Knight of Cups. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out and just look at all these cards together. And I hope you can't still hear my cat. I put her in the next room while I finish the reading, and I'm going to take her outside, but she's really antsy to get outside, so I hope her meowing isn't gonna distract you from this reading. So, yeah, the main thing I'm noticing about these cards is the way they're facing and their posture. So I think that the beginning of the week with the Queen, this is a time to reflect and to really go within. The middle of the week, be aware that there's a chance that you may feel very defensive, like someone is attacking you, and you may feel just kind of peed off about that, kind of in a defensive mode. And towards the end of the week, you're ready to move forward, you're ready to move on, but you're also ready to really listen to your heart and make decisions based on what your heart is telling you, based on your heart's desires. So as always, I invite you to add your own 2 cents here. If there's something that you noticed or that you want to mention, please feel free to do so in the comments below. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching this reading. I hope you found it enjoyable and helpful, and you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com, to learn all about tarot card reading. Have a wonderful week.